Hi, Sue Wilson. I've got a real frosty treat for you today. This is using some of our new Ultra Sparkle Texture Paste. I'll show you the dyes we'll be using in today's video. We have the Frosty Snowflake Corner. I'm going to be using just the Warm Winter Wishes from the Snowball frame. And for our focal element, we're using the Angelina dye. And we're going to use the Snow Flurry mask to use our Ultra Sparkle Texture Paste with. Okay, I'll pop those back here. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and taped the mask into place using some removable tape. Now I personally like to tape all four sides. It gives you a little bit of a cleaner margin, but you don't have to. The Periwinkle is the one we're using. And you can see it's got all sorts of glimmer and shimmer to it. It's an ultra sparkle texture paste because it has 3 different granule sizes of glitter in it. So it really does pick up and reflect the light really nicely. So what I'm going to do is just pop some on a palette knife and just sort of move it through the mask. There we go. Kind of just push it down into those snowflakes. Moving it around, get a little bit more here. Now it's a wet product, so you want to work quickly because your paper will start to buckle after a while, and you don't want this going under the mask. There we go. Get all those little bits. Just a tiny bit more here. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Now you can take off some of the extra bit if you want and pop it back into your container, however you prefer. I'm just going to remove the tape around the edge and we'll show you what it's going to look like. So when I tape these, what I do is I tape opposite sides first and peel these off. And you're not going to want to reuse this because it's got the texture paste on it. And then on your third side, you want to be sure and hold it down, hold your mask down as you peel the tape up. And then I always leave one side taped and use it sort of as a hinge. That way, if I've missed any spots, I can just put the mask back down and fill it back in. But this looks like we've gotten it really nicely. And I'm just going to pop that in a little container of water and I'll tidy it up later. Let me just get the little bit on my fingers off here. So now what you need to do is set this aside to dry, but you can see how beautiful that looks. And as it dries, that sparkle really comes to life. So I've got one I've done earlier. So I'll show you that. Isn't that pretty? Just love the way that looks. And with the blue on the blue card, this is Blue Dust card. I just think it's so pretty. So now I've made a frame out of the double pierced squares. Now I did apologize, I forgot to introduce these, but I've just added a little bit of mounting foam to the back of this. I'm going to peel this off. And because we have a glitter product, I'm going to add some glue to this. There. I'm going to give that just a second to start to get tacky. I can bring in my base piece and I'll start peeling this off so it's ready to go. Okay, so now I'm going to seat this over my background. Go. So give that a second to set up, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a quick measurement on it. Got a little bit of glue there. That frame size is 6.5 square. So now what I can do is pop this onto our backing. So I've used the white piercing with the blue, brought that same color in. So we have the base of that all ready to go. I'll come back to that in a minute. So next, what I've done is I've cut the Angelina die using just the outer portion of the die, like this. okay, out of coconut white. I've added a little bit of mounting foam to this. In fact, we can probably go ahead and get this one started. Put a little glue on that. I'll seat that right in the center. So that will start to adhere really well. So to do the frame on this, I've used the inner dies with the circles around that oval to create a little frame. So I've added a little bit of mounting foam, okay, and I've cut a base piece with some sticky adhesive on it. So what I want to do is peel this off. Get a hold of that. Okay. So that's all sticky. So what I want to do is pop this on, get it all lined up, make sure it's nice and straight. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and put my sentiment in there. Now I've cut the Warm Winter Wishes twice out of the Blue Dusk. I'm just going to center that into the middle of that. That looks pretty good. Pop that down, make sure it's good and adhered. And I'm going to bring in a piece of copy paper, and we're going to sprinkle some Frosted Sparkle Glitter Bits over that remaining adhesive. There we go. Just sort of move it around and it will take up all of that exposed adhesive. Isn't that pretty? Just love the way that draws your eye in. Okay. So now I can put that right into the middle of the Angelina, because that's the die that it actually came out of. So it fits perfectly, we know that. Really, really lovely. There we go. And I've done a couple of the Frosty Snowflake corners here and put some pearls in them. So I tell you what, let's just use a little bit of spray glue. And maybe just a dot of Cosmic on the larger areas on the back. That'll hold it really well. And I'm going to put those into opposite corners. There we go. Oop, oop, don't do that. Get that on there. And there you have it. You could do a whole bunch of these backgrounds. It'd be great for a batch card for Christmas, and it would be so lovely too. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Look for us on our YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe.